Welcome to the Flying P Podcast, the Flyers podcast by fans for fans. Today is September 28th. My name is Shane.
And I'm John. And let's drop the puck.
Let's do it.
How you been, Shane?
I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good.
Too.
It's been a week. How about yourself?
Well, it's been 6 days, actually. I've been sitting at work 6 days straight, taking a class. Miserable.
You having fun?
No, I hate Active Directory. It's the worst thing ever.
That sounded awesome.
Yeah, no, I can't stand Active Directory. Group policy bullcrap.
Well, this is our second episode, and what are we going to talk about today?
Today, probably Carter Hart. A lot of Carter Hart. We're definitely going to jump into the Flyers-Rangers game. There's some points in there that we definitely have to go over.
I think so. I think that it's, first and foremost, it's time to hit the panic button on Carter Hart. He let in a goal. I think we got to trade him. We got to trade him. Recover our loss here.
Yep, I'm gonna have to trade him.
I think we should talk to Steve Mason, talk him out of retirement.
Get him back in.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the only way.
Pay him $14 million.
18.
18 mil?
18.
Right.
We got to get him out of retirement somehow.
Sounds like a 2019 contract. After that, what do we got? Morgan Frost talk. Your boy's gone.
You shut your mouth.
Your boy's never coming back.
You know what? Whatever. I don't care.
We're going to go over the Metro Division, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the changes that had taken place in the offseason and what those changes mean for the Flyers going forward.
Yeah, I mean, the Metro has changed a good bit, so it's going to be interesting.
And after that, I think we'll preview the first game of the season.
All right, well, let's start off. What do we got? Carter Hart?
Now, let's talk about the game first.
You want to talk about the game first? All right,
yeah.
We'll talk about the game first.
So that was a fun game to watch. I very much, I'm a Lundqvist fan. I think he's a great goaltender. So I was kind of geeking out with the whole aged king versus starter Hart here going on, and they both flashed some leather that game.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lundqvist definitely deserves some respect, especially after playing on a team that was largely terrible for the longest time.
Ah, man.
And he just sticks it out.
He does. I don't know why. I'd expect him to want to leave and, win a cup.
I mean, he was definitely the reason they won that game.
I would say so.
I mean, even down to the shootout.
Yeah, I remember when G was good at shootouts?
Dude, I mean, yeah. Well, first off, it's just shootouts. It's not that big a deal. Half of the league hates shootouts in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, and the Flyers are statistically the worst team at shootouts.
Are they really?
Yeah, by a significant margin, if I recall correctly.
It's a stat I did not know.
Yeah, no, we suck at them. Just think back. Have you ever had a fond memory of a shootout? You remember ever winning more shootouts than losing them in a year? Yeah, no. I know. That's because we suck at them.
That makes me sad a little bit.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. It should. But I just think that, I don't think that a game, it's very much a team sport. And it's weird that it comes down to like a one-on-one skills competition. Personally, I think the 3-on-3 overtime was a good move, but I would like to see that just continue until there's a goal.
Well, the 3-on-3 looked really good. The Flyers, in overtime, they controlled the entire overtime. And
they should.
There was one breakout, I think Zibanejad had a little bit of a breakout, but he got stopped.
Yeah.
So, they had the puck the whole time. So we had Konechny with a goal.
Yep.
He was the solo goal for us.
Right place, right time, and that's what I like to see,
Looked good. Hayes with the assist, Drew with the assist.
I like Hayes so far. I think he's looked pretty solid in every preseason game he's been in.
He's always in the play, and I think that's my favorite part about him, is he's trying.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Which, it's sad that has to be
a thing.
A thing, yeah, just something we have to pay attention to. He's trying.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort, Hayes. Way to go, man.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it. He's done it so far.
So how about Farabee?
My boy Farabee. Yeah.
He was humming the entire game.
He wanted so badly to get that second goal. He wanted to put it away.
Oh.
At least.
He was knocking at the doorstep the entire game.
Yeah, 2 posts, though.
That was,
actually, a post and a crossbar.
That was hands down his best game.
Yeah, I think it was a post and a crossbar, right? Or was it both post?
I don't know. I know he rung iron.
Either way, there was a ding-ding.
There was a ding-ding, and it didn't go in. I want that shirt. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm about it.
That was Connect Me all last year.
Yeah, just ding, 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 ding. He couldn't hit the net. I mean, if he tried. It was really bad.
But, I mean, look at him now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's only been 2 preseason games, but...
Look at him go.
He scored in both of them.
Has he played in 2 or 3?
2.
2?
Well, 2 that he scored in.
That's true.
If he played in another one, I didn't pay attention to it.
Either way, encouraging to see. I don't care how he gets the goals, as long as he gets the goals. Obviously, Hayes getting the assist. Farabee killing it. I mean, but if I had to pick a star of this game, hands down would be Carter Hart.
Starter Hart?
Yeah,
Hart, yeah. Well, he's the one who was keeping the pucks out of net because Haig didn't help at all.
No, and it's very fitting that the first goal that he does eventually let in is just a weird deflection.
Yeah, it's a weird deflection with Haig looking the other direction with his back to the play.
Yeah.
He's playing grab ass with Brandon Lemieux.
I agree. I still think that I would like anybody else in that spot. Yeah, pretty much anybody else. I don't want Haig on the ice.
I don't hate him as much as you do.
You will. All right, well, here's another bet. I bet that by the time this year is over, you're going to be sick of him.
I mean, if he's just not on the team, then I won't have to deal with it.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's what we can all hope. No one should have to deal with this.
We got some good guys coming up. I'd like to see them.
I would also. I think Myers, Morin, hopefully at some point this year. So let's this shootout, huh? This was, God, I hate shootouts.
Yeah, well, we had three Flyers and 4 Rangers shots, right? So
yeah,
one of them wasn't even a shot.
No,
Drew got poke checked.
Yep, that's what he does. Like I said, remember when G was good at the shootout?
Well, like 5 years ago?
Yeah, it seemed like it. I just think that he should stop. I don't think his chances have been too great. He's either getting too cute with it or he's just not.
Well, that's what happened this time. He got too cute with it and he got poke checked.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's Lundqvist. It's not like he wasn't ready for it.
And I always say, if goaltender lets in 2 or more, it's on him. If they lets in 1, then it's on the other shooters. And, Hart made 2 saves, couldn't make that 3rd one, and we couldn't score. Couldn't put it away.
Yeah, well, I would just like to point out that the shot that Zibanejad scored on in shootout, same move that Farabee did.
Yeah, you think
same exact copy, but he got his puck or his stick up under the puck and actually got it over the pad.
Do you think that kind of pissed him off a little bit?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Zibanejad was like, look at this rookie coming in here trying to do some tricks.
Weird flex, right?
Mm-hmm. So I gotta show him how it's done.
Yeah. This kid don't know shit yet. Just, like I said, weird flex.
Well, Carter Hart looked good protecting the 5-hole, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have seen nothing but positive from him. I mean, this is the first goal that he let in. He's been perfect until then. He's sharp. His transitions are quick. I mean, he is just always where he should be as a goaltender. It's very impressive.
Yeah, well, how about that Capo Caco, too?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the star of the draft for Rangers, at least.
At the very least, yeah. I'm excited to see who's going to do better.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
It's always a fun thing to follow.
It'll probably long run be Jack Hughes.
That's what everything that I've read, and that's just kind of the feeling I get, that in the long run he's just going to be a great player.
Well, I guess we'll see. I do like Kako though.
Yeah, me too. I would.
I'd draft him.
I'd draft him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish the Flyers would draft a sniper. We really need a sniper.
Maybe Farabee can develop a better shot. He's already got a hard shot. He just needs more accuracy, apparently.
I'd like to... So do you think at this point, so cuts have been made, do you think that he makes the team at this point?
I think it's either between him and Twarynski, or they both make it, because we have Nolan Patrick out. We have Pitlick out.
Let's talk about that real quick. That sucks. Nolan Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, migraine disorders and stuff... In my family, I've had to deal with family members that have had that, and I can see how debilitating it is, so I can understand why he's having issues. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you think, all this kid does is get hurt, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, of course, but Yeah, he did have a pretty significant concussion in his first year, right?
Yeah, he did.
So, I mean, that's that to me. I mean, whenever anybody gets hit in the head and is out with a concussion, I just think of Pronger. I mean, think about
Pronger, Lindros.
Yeah, I mean, it just completely derails careers. And he's only, 20, 21, 22?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Hopefully it's not a side effect of that and it's just something benign.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that he'll be back in a couple weeks.
I know last week I shit-talked him, but I do not want to see a player injured.
No one, and you never want to see ailments outside of the game, things that can affect your life.
Especially our players.
Yeah, I mean, anybody, but come on. Unfortunately, his bid at not a perfect season, but a healthy season, ruined. Already derailed. Yeah. But this is also a great opportunity for Farabee and Turinsky.
Turinsky had a pretty nice breakaway, too.
Yeah, no, he was the nice shot block and took it right up the left side of the ice.
Yeah, he needs a little more control on his shot, I think, but it may just be nerves,
How old is he?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
He's actually 21 years old.
21.
So I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him because I think that there has been a youth movement in the NHL in the past couple years.
Well, he's kind of the guy who came out of nowhere, too. Like, everyone was expecting to see Frost, Farabee, Ratcliffe, Rubtsov. And Turinsky was just like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking a lot of shots. The points are there to show it. I just don't see how you can send him down at this point. I mean, there's that spot is open.
Yeah, there's at least that fourth line spot.
Yeah, with Pitlick hurt, and that's another thing. Pitlick's 27. I think that, I don't know. I like the youth movement. I want to see more younger players on this team. I watched that Flyers behind the glass thing, and one of the things that AV kept stressing was speed. Skate hard to the net, keep everything short and sweet. They're definitely a faster team this year, and,
Well, that's been the thing, too. Flyers have never been known for speed.
No, this is the first time I've seen them kind of start to fly.
Especially the East Coast. There's not many fast East Coast teams. It seems like it's either like Florida or the West Coast.
Right, Carolina, they're pretty fast, too.
Yeah.
They got crazy conditioning.
The farther... The hotter the weather gets, the faster the players are.
Yeah, they're just better conditioning, I guess. They kind of have to.
Yeah, well, we had that rough, tough Flyers team that we have come to grow and love, but now we're moving into the speed.
And I'm perfectly okay with that. There's not a lot of grit on this team. So I think that's why there were guys like Chris Stewart and Tyler Gabriel trying to make a shot for the team, but I don't see those guys making it. I know Gabriel's hurt, and I just don't see Stewart. I don't think they liked what they saw. I'm
not a fan of Stewart just because, specifically what you said with the youth movement, the speed movement, and it sucks for him specifically.
Yeah,
but it's time. It's time for the youth to come up. I want to see Farabee play. He's been my favorite prospect since we started talking about prospects probably 3-4 months ago. And I know we're not the biggest, prospect stat-driven guys,
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, we're more of a fan-driven kind of
Yeah, I like that. I have trouble digging into, those 7th round, 6th round picks, finding the worth in them. Until they're in the system for a couple years, it's easier to judge. But no, I think that Frost and Farabee... I think even maybe Ratcliffe. I mean, he's a great scorer. I think it's just a matter of time before he makes it.
Yeah, dude's huge.
Yeah,
if you could be that fast and that good with a puck.
He's not that fast, though.
He's faster than Chara, which is what matters. Chara's 3 inches taller than him, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to see them race. I think that'd be fun.
It'd be like watching two Gumbies skate down the ice.
But for charity, of course, for good reasons.
Definitely charity. Yeah, sure, charity.
Yeah, charity.
Yeah, that's what Comcast will do, charity.
Charity, of course. Mm-hmm. Right?
So the Flyers are going to be playing in Switzerland.
Oh, this is fun. 30th. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it will be. The LAU, the Swiss team, plays in the NAL and the Champions Hockey League. Have you heard of the Champions Hockey League? Because I didn't.
Nope.
Heard of the NAL.
This
or
is
NLA.
Yeah, but no. So they're the winners of the of their league. Is that what this is?
No, they were third.
They were third?
They were third.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't even make it into the CHL.
Oh.
So if we lose this one, it'd be bad.
Yeah, well, I guess this is also the last preseason game before the start of the...
Yeah, pretty much. They play one in Czech Republic against New Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think so. This is fun. I like this. I think that there should be more interleague games like this, just because it's fun. It's just fun.
It can be fun. I mean, one thing about that is, though, NHL has all the good players, except maybe the KHL.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not... I mean, it's just yeah.
Well, we can bring up Flyers spanking the Russians, though.
I mean...
In the 70s.
Old news.
Old news, but it was beautiful.
It was beautiful, absolutely.
But they tried to leave, and we were like, we're not paying you if you leave, so you better come back and take your hits.
I saw that documentary.
Yeah.
They actually had a screening of it at the Wells Fargo.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool. They had all the Broad Street Bullies there on the ice, and it was interesting.
Well, jumping back to LAU, they have a couple ex-NHL players.
Okay, who do they got, guys?
All right, well, let me read you some stats.
Yeah.
Best year, 2014 and 15.
Who's this?
This is Josh Yoris.
Yeah, of course. I have his jersey.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Go away.
No, yeah, Calgary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, 60 games played, 24 points.
24 points, yeah.
So,
I mean,
Nolan Patrick.
They were great 24 points, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of danglers in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was the far and few between.
A couple apples.
Yeah, a couple apples.
And then they have Cody Almond.
Almond milk! Yeah, of course.
Oh, my God. This is a nightmare. Center from Minnesota.
Of
played
course.
for 3 years.
3 years,
10 games played, 2 points.
2 points. Yeah, I was at that game.
I bet you were.
It was a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all him.
It was all him.
Yep.
Won the game single-handedly.
Well, were you at this game? Corey Emerton.
I've never
Detroit,
heard.
4 years.
No. Sorry.
No. His best year was in 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 70 games played, 10 points.
10 points. Wow, I bet that's not bad.
Well, here's where they really shine, though.
I mean, he doesn't have anything on almond milk, but what
Tobias
else?
Steffen.
Tobias Steffen?
Yep. Goalie.
Yeah.
Played for Dallas for 2 years.
I went to high school with him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If we lose against this team, it'd be sad.
We might.
No, we're not.
I mean, haven't you seen that movie where, like, that team from Alaska beats the Rangers? Anything's possible.
Have you ever seen that team where the Mighty Ducks come up and they're all children?
Yeah.
And against all odds, they win?
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
You're right.
All right. So, Almond and Emerton are LAU's top 2 players.
Top 2 players?
So far. I mean, they haven't played that many games.
Combined total of 12 points between them?
No, it was like... Actually, yes, 12. Yeah, you're right.
Really?
Yeah, they both had 6 points.
Seriously?
Yeah, actually, yes.
That was just a...
That was a good guess.
Yeah, thank you.
So they're 5th in their league at the moment. 4th total in goals for, but they're tied for 2nd most in goals against.
Well, here's my question. Are they, like, in the middle of a season right now?
I think it's like the beginning of their season.
Oh, wow.
They've only played like 4 or 5 games.
That's interesting. Yeah. This is done in soccer a lot. You know, you'll have international teams come in and play. And
yeah, I'm not trying to shit talk them. It's just, compared to the NHL, we should not have a problem. But
No.
I don't think they're going to be playing full speed either. You know?
No, but this is also, I mean, this is just this is the NHL trying to expand its reach, just show off its goodies, and yeah, it's just a featured game, you know?
Yeah, maybe I'm just prepping myself for that mental disaster.
Yeah, I don't even want to put it out there if we lose.
Why are we being so pessimistic?
I don't know. Well, you know what?
It's the entire last episode talking about how much we liked the Flyers.
Yeah, but you know why we're being pessimistic? Because
we're used to being let down.
Hold on. Yeah, as much as I love the Flyers, we've had 10-game losing streaks in the past 2 freaking years, John.
I mean, they had 10-game winning streaks too.
Doesn't matter when you lose 10 games. You go 10 up, 10 down. You're freaking nowhere.
Speaking of no losing streaks, Carter Hart.
That's why we have to trade him. He let his goal in. His golden child has let me down.
Done.
Yeah.
Game over.
Starter Hart? No.
Flyers have no goalie.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, but for real, let's talk about some Carter Hart expectations. Now, this is a tough one. I think that I can't even imagine how much pressure he's under right now.
Oh, it's got to be crazy, but he seems like he's ready for it because he had his little stint last season, and he did great.
Yeah, I think so. But one thing,
he got hurt at the end.
Well, he lied about it. Yeah, that's not cool. I get it. I get the compete level. Hopefully, he learned his lesson from that experience.
Yeah, we can hope so. But he went the whole preseason without landing a goal. Now it was only like 70 minutes, and then the Rangers game.
I don't care. I think it's a fun stat. You know, how many goals has Elliott let in? We don't need to look it up, but I know there's a couple.
It was 9 or more. Well, it came off Everett Silvertips, right? He's got his entry level.
Yeah, you know, he's going, he's becoming 21 years old. And like I said, there's a lot of expectations on him. And I think rightfully so. This is our top development piece here. This is potentially the cornerstone goaltender that the Flyers have been missing since, some would argue, Lindbergh. So let's dig into this. I think everyone is going to be expecting a lot from him. But are Flyers fans expecting too much this year from Carter Hart?
Flyers fans always expect too much.
Yeah.
We have down years, and we expect way too much. But also, on the fan side, the Flyers also overcharge for their games.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, they better win. They better start
So
winning.
If they want to charge those prices, they got to win a couple.
In all fairness, you know, with the way things are now, we can still get pretty reasonable nosebleed seats. So I'm about it.
Yeah, I'll take nosebleeds. Anyone who wants to send me nosebleed tickets, I'll take them. I'll go.
So what I did is I pulled up some stats, some interesting stats. So I think I looked in the past and I was like, what are some other 20-year-old goaltenders? So obviously last year he started 20 years old, and 21 now. And I found a couple. I found Steve Mason, Carey Price, and Roberto Luongo. There were some more, but they were older, and I wanted to keep it.
Those are some big shoes to fill.
Those are absolutely some big shoes to fill. So, on average, what I'm getting here is those goaltenders played better their rookie year than they did their sophomore year.
Yeah, it looks like that, except for Luongo.
Well, Luongo is, again...
But that's Luongo.
Yeah, I mean, his goals against went up. So, let's talk about Carey Price. Year 1, he had 41 games played, 24 wins, 12 losses, 3 overtime losses with a save percentage of .92 and a goals against of 2.56 with 3 shutouts.
Yeah, I mean, that .920 looks pretty good.
It looks
especially
real
for
good.
A rookie year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then year 2, he had 52 games played. He had 1 less win with 23, 16 losses, 10 overtime losses. His save percentage took a dip, .905. And his goals against was 2.83 with 1 shutout.
Yeah, so his goals against went up a little bit. Save percentage went down a little bit. But this was also Montreal, right? So
Yeah, I'm just, the point what I'm trying to make here with this is Carey Price, one of the best goaltenders in the past however many years, had arguably the best goaltending year I've ever seen in my life. You know, I think in 2015. So he took a little bit of dip in his second year. So,
well, that's always going to happen. There's always that sophomore slump. I mean, that's why the term sophomore slump exists, right?
Right.
So
now, does sophomore slump, does that apply to Carter Hart this year?
Well, I sure hope not, because he only played half a year.
That's true.
Half a season, not half a year, half a season.
31 games played, though.
Yeah, well, he had to.
That's true.
We were already 8 goalies in at that point.
Right. And Roberto Luongo is the only one who's played less than him in his first year at 24.
24, yeah.
Yeah, and boy, that year 2 jump for Luongo. 24 games to 47.
47 games, yeah.
Only 12 wins, 24 losses, but
It doesn't look like it was his fault, though.
No, because if you look at his save percentage, it's .920.
Yeah.
Goals against 2.44. Oh, man. It's a shame. We were talking about it earlier before the podcast, but it's a shame Luongo couldn't bring a cup home.
Yeah, he deserved one, that's for sure. Well, we got Carter Hart, his save percentage, .917.
Yep. Goals against, 2.83. He had 31 games played with 16 wins, 13 losses, no shutouts. So yeah, I think what we saw is him come up in a time of absolute turmoil, and I would say, I mean, he absolutely settled the Flyers down.
I don't think they wanted to even play him yet.
I don't think so. I think
they just kind of had to.
I mean, he was the last goaltender, you know,
pretty much,
other than Cam Talbot in relief a couple times, but I mean, that was their last resort. I mean,
they went through the entire AHL roster. They picked someone up off of free agency.
Yeah.
It was a shit show, man.
But he absolutely showed that he had the chops.
He did. Especially, you compare him to other players. Carey Price, 918 save percentage. Steve Mason, 911 save percentage. Brian Elliott, 912. Neuwirth, 910.
Neuwirth, yeah, he's... we said it last week, but I wish him the best.
Yeah, I wish him the best, too, as long as it's not against us.
So, how many games should we expect Carter Hart to play this year?
Well, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. And is this going to be more of a 1A, 1B situation with Elliott, or do you think this is going to be a little more...
I think it might be specifically in reference to the back-to-backs. So we have 17 back-to-backs this season.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So Elliott's going to be getting his fair share of time.
Absolutely.
And he looked good in the beginning of the preseason. The last game he played, not so much, but...
I just, one thing that I criticized about having Neuwirth as a backup last year was his reliability. You need a reliable backup. And I think that Elliott's kind of developed a little bit of an injury bug over the past couple years.
Yeah, but Elliott's always played well as a backup.
That's true. He's always thrived in that 1A or 1B situation.
Yeah, in the past, he wasn't the starters. He wasn't a starter. He was definitely the backup or the half and half.
I will say the Blues did him dirty. I thought he was their better player out of the two there. But what are you gonna do? I know, win a cup.
Apparently, specifically that.
A cup. just win a cup. No big deal. No one can say anything now.
So Fletcher, he's on record saying that he thinks the days of 65 to 70 game goaltenders is gone.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that when
so what are you thinking, 30 to 50?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the range for him, and I think if they can even keep him in the the 35-40 range, that would be ideal too. The one thing we don't want, and this is what I saw the Oilers do to Cam Talbot, is they ran him into the ground that one year they went to the playoffs. He had the most games played by a large margin, and he was carrying them as much as he could, but he ran out of gas in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's expected. Once you reach the playoffs, everyone is stuck.
I don't want to put too much on him.
Yeah, well, asking him to play 50 games is a lot. That's a lot for any rookie.
Yeah, I don't think that we're in a situation where we even need to do that.
No, yeah, I'd say 40. 40. Yeah, I think you decided a little lower.
I did. I have him at 37. 37 games played with 23 wins, 12 losses, and I just put 2 overtime losses.
Yeah, it's hard to factor in those overtime losses.
It's hard to factor in the win and loss.
Really, yeah.
I don't know what you're going to do, but I think that I expect him to make a statement this year. I expect him to show that he's here to stay,
I need this. I need this for my mental health.
Yeah, I think all Flyers fans need this. I think that all we want is to win and to not have another Brizgalov situation. I think we don't want our fake Messiah to be ushered through. We want Frost to be it. Not Frost. We want Frost to be it too, but we want Hart to be it.
So Shane, what do you think about the teams on the rise?
Teams on the rise. I think there's a couple. I think that, honestly, 2 of the most improved teams in the league are in our division. Lucky us.
The Devils and the Rangers?
Devils, Rangers, and I have Carolina, and there's probably a trend here. Yeah. I like Carolina.
I know you do.
I do. I'm a fan. But let's start with the Devils. So, obviously... Jack Hughes comes into town. That's a big acquisition, and they're like, that's not enough. We're going to get PK Subban, and then they're going to get Nikita Gusev after agreeing to terms with Wayne Simmons.
Yeah, there was a lot of big pickups. We mentioned PK Subban on our last episode, right? And,
yeah. Yeah. I think it's worth it still. I think it's a good pickup.
Yeah, he's definitely there to bring in probably some tickets.
Yeah, I think this is important, though. Taylor Hall entered this offseason uncertain if he was committed to the Devils, and I think that the Devils made it very clear that they're committed to him. I mean, they bolstered their team contract year, so he's gonna go ham. This is a pretty big deal. I think that they may have showed enough to maybe keep Hall on the team.
I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, it's Taylor Hall. He's not a bad player.
I think he's a great player.
Yeah. So
he was the MVP when I think G should have been, but maybe I'm biased.
Well, anyone could pick G. Like anyone listening to a Flyers podcast is going to pick G first.
That's true. You're probably right. It's going to suck. It's going to absolutely suck seeing Wayne Simmons in a Devils jersey.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I don't like the idea of
No, I don't like it at all.
Nashville jersey. He didn't really do much there. But.
No, but yellow's not really a great color for him.
No.
Yeah. Orange.
It's just piss.
Yeah, just piss. That's right, Nashville. Your colors are piss. That's what we're trying to say. So why don't you talk to me? Though. We got the Rangers here as the number 2.
Yeah, they grabbed Capo Caco.
And they got Panarin.
Bread,
Panera bread.
Bread and Trouba.
I don't really...
Not feeling Trouba?
I mean, it's a upgrade for them, for sure.
It has to be. It's the Rangers.
Right. I mean, he's good. He's great. He's a good player. Maybe he'll do better. Things were soured, obviously, in Winnipeg, and that's a whole weird situation they got going on over there.
Well, we come from kind of a fantasy background. We kind of judge guys on their fantasy performance, and when you look at Trouba, he's a middling fantasy prospect, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
He's not the worst, but defensively, he's not a bad defenseman.
No, I'm excited to get a little more looks in on that Rangers team this year. They also bought out the final 2 years of Kevin Shattenkirk's contract. That was just remember when the Flyers were trying to get him? Remember when he was like the biggest free agent on the board?
I'm not feeling Shattenkirk. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did he go? Tampa?
Yeah, he signed a real cheap deal with Tampa. So now they have...
Yeah, that's a nice pickup for them.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an experienced defenseman.
Can't hurt.
You can get a cheap contract on him and you're good.
And there's a chance that he's going to have a revival in his play. Maybe not a complete return to form, but honestly, anything that's better than last year is an improvement for Shattenkirk.
Yeah, the Rangers were in a bad spot last year, but they won the bidding war.
They did win
a bidding war.
A bidding war.
Yeah.
Did they win it? I mean, they didn't technically. The Islanders offered more for Panarin.
They still won, though.
Yeah, that's true.
They won the war.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the same price, but they won the war.
That's got to be frustrating for the Islanders.
Well, tell me what you like so much about Carolina.
Well, I just think that they're a really fast young team. I think Sebastian Aho has a real bright future in the league. They just, I don't know, they're fast, they're quick, they have a really good team mentality.
Yeah, well, you were there for my Cacuffle draft. I grabbed Aho's second pick.
Yeah. So obviously,
second round.
Second round. Yes.
Not second pick.
You mean to tell me you drafted Aho before McDavid? They acquired Eric Haula. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Haula.
Yeah.
Haula. That was a really bad joke. Oh, man. We have to keep it now, though.
Eric's a Hollaback girl.
Oh. No, don't ever say that to me ever again.
For Nicholas Waugh?
Signed Jake Gardner, and most recently acquired Joel Edmondson. Edmondson? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I got it right. And Dominic Bach. Bach! In exchange for Justin Falk. This is an interesting pick, I think.
I like Falk.
I like Falk too, but with Gardner coming in, there just wasn't a need for another offensive-minded defenseman. And Edmondson, he's a shutdown kind of guy, so I think that's definitely what that team needed.
I can see Gardner making 40, 50 points this year.
Yeah,
season.
Easily. So, I mean, these guys made a lot of... they were definitely a surprise for most people, but they've been on the up and up for a while. They got a new owner. Things are looking really good. So now there's a couple teams, though, 2 teams in our division that didn't really do much. We have Capitals and the Islanders here.
Yeah, Capitals took Gudas from us.
Yeah.
Gave us Niskanen.
Yep. That's...
I feel like we won that trade. I feel like...
No.
As far as talent goes, we won that trade. As far as term and long-term value goes, they won that trade.
I think it's just a good trade for both teams. Yeah. I think they get out of Niskanen's contract.
I mean, let's think first. When do the Capitals and the Flyers trade anything between each other in the first place?
Yeah.
It's not a common thing.
It's a swap. They like Gudas or maybe...
They wanted the term. We wanted the experience for the short term.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. They had a lot of depth signing that I didn't really notice too much else. But, that's a team led by Ovechkin. Their center is currently suspended 3 games.
Kuznetsovs.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that 2 seasons ago, they were the Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, but, I mean, that title loses a little bit as each year goes on. But
I mean, I can expect like the next following season that things would be a little, that back to back. It doesn't happen. They're probably all hungover, especially Kuznetsov.
Well, yeah, he's got a little something on his nose, and I think Ovi had I've never seen a man party as hard as Ovi did that year.
I think Ovi married the Stanley Cup.
I think so.
Yeah, he left his wife, married the Stanley Cup. There's a picture of him cuddling in bed with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, this is the happiest
grin. So dirty now.
Yeah. They had sweet marital love that night.
Oh, Jesus. Consummated that marriage.
And here's another team. Another team that surprised people last year is the Islanders.
The Islanders, yes.
They are the same.
They lost Tavares to Toronto.
Yeah.
And then went, look at us, Toronto.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of Toronto fans out there. And the painful part is I'm probably going to shit on Toronto a lot, even though I'm a Flyers fan, which sounds terrible, specifically probably to Toronto fans.
You're not a Toronto fan?
I am not a Toronto fan. I can't. They're like the New York Yankees of hockey.
Yeah, they, I've heard a lot about the...
Except they don't win championships like the Yankees do.
No, but they're stacked. I mean, at least they have a good team now.
It doesn't matter if you don't win anything.
That's true.
Yeah, take that exit.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But it was Game 7 against Boston, a team that eventually went to the Cup, and that's a good Boston team. We know that.
There's a track record of that, though.
There is a track record of that, though. It'll be interesting to see what they do this year. Maybe Matthews will butt in at some point.
Marner contract too.
You like that pun? Maybe Matthews will butt in to get it because he showed his butt. Now he's in trouble.
Yeah, Claude Giroux's barking up his door right now.
Yeah, he's like, buddy, I didn't know you liked doing that, eh?
Oh, no.
Can you believe that some people are like, since Marner showed his hiney, he's just not fit to be captain?
You mean Matthews?
Yeah, Marner. Sorry, Marner, you're great.
Marner, you're great. No one saw your hiney.
No, I mean, maybe... Nah, it was not worth a joke. Anyway, Matthews, yeah, they're saying that he's not fit to be captain now because of that little bit.
Give us a shit.
I don't...
He didn't drop his underwear. It was just his pants.
Yeah.
It even says it in the police report.
Yeah. It could be worse.
Let the dude have fun. I don't really condone jumping into a security guard's car.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, now we know. You lose your pants and you get in trouble.
You lose your pants and you get arrested.
Let's talk about... So, yeah, Islanders, they parted ways with...
Varlamov, yeah.
No,
they got Varlamov.
They parted ways with Leonard, which is an interesting choice. Leonard
went to Chicago.
Yeah, went to Chicago. We'll talk about him a little bit later. Re-signed Anders Lee. Agreed to terms with Nelson and Eberle. I mean, honestly, this is a team that is almost the exact same. So I don't know what to expect from them.
Yeah, it's true. Anders Lee's in a good spot, though.
He is.
Everyone looks at the Islanders, and everyone's surprised at how they get to the point they get to. And a lot of it has to do with Anders Lee.
So now, here's my question. For the longest time, the New York Islanders were the lesser of the two New Yorks. Now I think that it's the tables have turned. Do you think Panarin made a mistake not signing with the Islanders? Do you think the Rangers were the correct decision to win a cup in his career?
I think long term, no. Maybe the next 1 or 2 seasons, he may have to struggle through it. Islanders are going to come back with a vengeance. They're going to try to push for that playoffs position again. And, I mean, why the hell wouldn't they? But long term, the New York Rangers have more going for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think that it's a tough one. I'd like to know what that Islanders team would look like with Panarin on it.
What I do not know about them is what do their goalie prospects look like, because Lundqvist is not going to be there forever.
I'm not sure. That's something that we'll have to check out going forward. That's interesting. Yeah, because
this isn't a New York Rangers podcast.
That's true. Now let's go to my favorite
darker
part.
Future.
Yeah. I labeled teams with a dark future, and what? Oh yeah.
The dirty, dirty birds.
Yeah. So let's talk about everyone's favorite team, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Why?
Well,
what do they do?
What did they? Nothing. They traded Kessel. I've read
he didn't want to be there anymore.
I think Malkin didn't want him there.
I mean, either way, he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. That was a weird...
Also, why does it matter if Malkin wants him there or not?
I mean, Malkin's a great player.
Yeah, but why does he get the say in where Kessel goes?
I mean, maybe he threatened a trade. I don't know. This is all speculation, and I don't really care to fact check it.
I don't know. Yeah, I get that.
So let's just say, let's be real here. The Penguins have traded a lot of draft picks away. They've made a lot of bad trades over the past couple years, and luckily for them... Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had that wonderful little water bottle ruining everything.
Yeah. Pop. It was the water bottle. But all right, so Galchenyuk's not the worst grab.
No, it's not the worst grab. But there's no prospects coming up for them. They didn't do anything else, and they struggled at points last year. I really wouldn't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised either, but they could be just carried on the back of Crosby.
It's possible. I'm interested to see.
He may stay healthy.
I mean, he won't. I mean, we both know that.
Let's be honest. Yeah, he won't.
Yeah, if he's going to miss a couple games at the very least.
Well, they strengthened Arizona though, and Arizona really needed the help.
I like Arizona. I really do. I think they're
Clayton Keller. Yeah,
they're
Clayton
fun.
Keller, Derek Steffen, and now right wing Phil Kessel.
Yeah, I mean...
It's an okay top line.
They had such little goal scoring last year that this will just have to make a difference.
Yeah, fantasy-wise, that hurt my Clayton... I had Clayton Keller in my fantasy team.
I almost kept him. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
And he was still the best player on that team.
It's unfortunate, really.
So, I really...
We're going to get into the embarrassment now, or...?
Oh, man. Everyone needs to press F for... Press F for the Blue Jackets. They did their run.
What if they pull an Islanders move?
They're not. No, there's no way.
But what if?
There's no way. I mean...
So they lost Bobrovsky, Duchesne, and Panarin.
Yeah.
In one fell swoop.
Yep, one fell swoop. But it's okay, because they got Nyquist.
Did you see that video of Bobrovsky and Panarin partying?
I'll just look at... No, on a boat?
Yeah, they're partying, on a boat. And speaking in... I don't know what
Russian?
Are they Russian?
I think so. Yeah, they're Russian.
They're joking in Russian about how their contracts are so large.
Just
partying on a boat. I'm on a boat.
I'm surprised they didn't both go to the same team. They're pretty good friends.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool to see them go to the same team, but not from our perspective. Probably.
No. I'm glad that they're split up.
Bobrovsky, he went to Florida, right?
Yeah. So Bobrovsky went to the Panthers, Duchesne went to Nashville, and Panarin went to the Rangers. Out of all of those guys, I think Bob's going to do the best and live up to his contract the most, followed by Panarin. I miss Bob. Yeah, I just want to say, getting rid of Bob was the worst mistake that the Flyers have made.
Flyers goaltending.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is what happened. He comes up, kills it. He kills it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're like, this man just killed it. Let's pull in Brizgalov. We get Brizgalov in. They're splitting time. It's horrible. Then we're like, Bob, you can go. We don't need you anymore. And then the next year, we're like, crud, man, can we have, Mason? I know we just traded you Bobrovsky, and he just took Mason's spot, but, maybe we could have Mason? And that's how that went down.
I mean, I didn't hate Mason, but...
No, Mason actually...
I also really liked Emery.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate he passed away.
He was like the Hextall of our generation.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember his fight with Holtby?
Yes, I loved it. Holtby didn't want to fight him at all, and he was just like, no, come here, I'm going to beat the shit out of you now.
Yeah, I mean...
That was just a one-way pound. He had
Can't condone that one, but it's kind of funny hindsight.
Just thinking about it, like it was beautiful. Yeah. It's always good to see a good old goalie fight, though.
I don't think you see them anymore.
Nah, not really. All right, well, we care about the Blackhawks now. Why do we care about the Blackhawks?
Well, that's our first regular season game.
That's true.
Everybody, it's a 2:00 game, just so you know. Yeah, 2:00 game, not fun.
What day is that?
I think it's a Friday.
It's a Friday?
I think so. So let's talk about this game a little bit. This is a rematch from 2010.
2010 rematch, yeah.
2010 rematch. God, that game still hurts, huh?
They got John Q. They got Alex Nylander.
They didn't.
My favorite part though is that Robin Leonard pick.
Robin Leonard. I think that's a key for them this year. I mean, nobody knows if Robert Leonard is going to.
It's a risk. It's definitely a risk. He says he's feeling better now. He says he's clean. He's not dealing with depression as much.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing, you know?
It is. Mental health is a slippery slope, you know?
Especially when it's thrusted in the spotlight like that, and everyone expects you to perform at this elite level.
Right, and a goaltending is already such a mental position.
Yeah.
So I imagine...
I feel for the guy.
I do, and I can totally see how that has a direct... relation to his play, but
he said he was taking sleeping pills every day for the past 7 years just to sleep.
Wow, I thought I had sleeping problems.
Yeah, you can't really compare to that.
So if he puts up what he did in the Islanders last year, I think the Blackhawks are in a much better position.
Yeah, I mean they still have Kane, they still have Taves.
They do, but there's no way Kane scores that many. Like
you
that.
Don't think he's gonna hit 100 again?
No.
I can see him.
Maybe. I just think seasons like that are usually not the norm. I mean, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but his goals per game was so high last year compared to his average. So I think...
I guess we'll see.
I guess we will see.
They traded away Yoki-Hara, though. And I really like Yoki-Hara.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they wanted...
For Alex Nylander. They stuck him on the top line, though.
Yeah, but... I agree. I remember that trade, and I think that Chicago fans were pretty upset about it.
Yeah, I think he went to Buffalo, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'd say it's a pretty middling offseason. They didn't really, they lost a little on defense, gained a little on forward, got a new goaltender. I expect Flyers to win this game. I really do. I think on paper, we're a better team.
Yeah, well, we have the better second line.
Mm-hmm.
The first line... There's going to be a battle. As far as stats go, I mean, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves, they're very, very high-level players.
Absolutely.
And we have Giroux, who is also a very high-level player. And then we have Coots, who's coming into form.
Yeah.
The wild cards connect me.
Yeah, do you think he's still, 2 goals in preseason so far, as we said earlier, do you think he still slots on that top line?
I think he will. I think he definitely will get that spot, at least in the beginning. My only worry is him getting gassed. And like I said last episode, when I said that he has the most to gain, all he needs is time, some time on ice, and he can put up points. The issue is if he gets gassed or not, and that's my concern. So as long as he can keep his stamina up, it's going to be good. Just think of it like a NHL game. NHL 19 PlayStation game or something, How long can he sprint for? It's a terrible example.
Yeah, I mean, no, you just get them attribute points. You just keep putting it in there.
Yeah, well, I'll just keep mailing TK some attribute points.
So you got a player to watch?
Speed.
Player to watch in this game?
In this game specifically?
Yeah.
I expect Farabee to be in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Old Faithful starter Hart.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna pull out the obvious.
Yeah, you got a problem with starter Hart as player to watch?
I have no problem with.
It's called stargazing, John. I'm picking my stars of this game.
Easy pick, Shane.
Easy pick, fine. I'll give you a hard pick.
You want to give me a hard pick?
I will. Ready?
Scott Laughton.
No, starter Hart.
What do you think about Scott Laughton on the third line, though?
Potentially, yeah. We just looked up the lines, and Laughton slated in that center.
Yeah.
I like it. I like Lawton a lot. Like I said on the last episode, it's a shame, absolute shame that he's stuck on our fourth line. So I
think he'll do well third line.
So he's got Lindblom and Farabee slated next to him as of right now. I like it. I like that line a lot.
I do like it. I think he deserves to get the shot on the third line. I know it's not going to last. I know he's going to drop back down to fourth line. And everyone likes to have Lawton on the fourth line, which is fine. He's a good player. So it's good to have a beefed up fourth line.
Yeah, but
the guy deserves more time.
It's wasted. Yeah, first and foremost, thanks for listening to our second episode. We're really excited for the next episode because this is
we're going to see you there after the European games.
Yep, we're going to talk about it. We're going to preview the upcoming games. We're going to tell you some news, give our opinions on the players. It's going to be
against that Swiss team. This podcast ends right there.
Yeah, the Flying P podcast. This will be the last episode if we lose
against the Swiss team.
Just in case that does happen, I just want to say that it's been a truly fantastic run with you, John, and I couldn't have chosen a better person to do this.
2 weeks, buddy.
It's been a great 2 weeks. We'll go out on our peak now.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, stick around. We'll be back next week with more. Thanks for listening to the Flying P podcast. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and we release our podcast on a number of different websites. Please come join us and feel free to send us an email at flyingppodcast@gmail.com.